Master of Sass, the Stone Army. Irene woke up to the sound of the boy's alarm clock. She groaned. Why is it so loud? She got up and went to investigate, ducking as a piece of charred alarm clock flew past her. The guys were awake and grouchy. Is it Wednesday already? Lloyd whined. Unfortunately, yes, Irene said. Sunrise exercise. I hate sunrise exercise, Jane moaned. Good morning, morning, Wu said as he came in ringing that gong. Up, it's a new day, students. Before we begin sunrise exercise, I noticed the dragon made another mess outside. It looks like a two-person job, hehe. The boys all began to make excuses. Oh, you might have been able to dump chores on me when I was smaller, but I'm grown up now. That's not fair, Lloyd said. Kai sighed. You're right, Lloyd. We need to settle this like men, he said. Irene thought that was very mature of him until he continued with a round of rock, paper, clay. Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3. Lloyd threw rock and the others all threw paper. Irene rolled her eyes. Ha ha! Paper beats rock! Jay cheered. Lloyd groaned. How does paper beat rock? He complained. He looked over at Irene hopefully. Sorry, Lloyd, I draw the line at Dragon Done, she told him. Lloyd grumbled as he cleaned up after the Ultra Dragon. I always have to do the dirty work. Hey, having a pet dragon requires a lot of responsibility, Cole said. Didn't your mom ever let you have a pet? Jay asked. Lloyd looked away. I don't remember my mother. She abandoned me when I was really young. She just left? Who took care of you? Kai asked. I spent my whole life at Darkley's boarding school, Lloyd said. Irene cracked her knuckles. That was wrong. A mother is supposed to love you and care for you herself. Boy, when I find her, Kai put one hand in front of her. Nia slid down the anchor chain of the bounty. Hey, I have a mission for you guys, she called. It's the Museum of Ninjago. They've asked for you guys. Something really strange has happened. What? Said Kai. You're gonna have to see it to believe it, Nia replied. Here, Nia, hold this, Lloyd said, handing her the bag he used to clean up and running off before she could say anything. Wait a minute, what am I supposed to do with this? She called. Then she looked over at the Ultra Dragon and realized. Oh. When the ninja arrived at the museum, the curator said, Oh, thank heavens you're here. We heard there was an emergency, Wu said. Yes, come, quickly, this way, the curator said, motioning for them to follow him. The Stone Warrior exhibit opens to the public tonight, and this couldn't have come at a worse time. What couldn't have come at a worse time? Kai asked. Ninjago City appreciates your help in destroying the Great Devourer some time back, but it appears its toxic venom has seeped into the city sewer system and has had the most unusual after effect. The curator led them past a couple of janitors mopping furiously at some smelly green goo. The curator opened the doors to the gift shop to reveal absolute chaos. The toxicity in the venom somehow brought our merchandise to life, the curator exclaimed as all the little bobbleheads wreaked havoc in the room. They're so unruly, I just don't know who else to call. One of the souvenirs hit Zane. We've got this covered. I think we can handle a few toys, Jay said. And please, could you contain the fighting to the gift shop? The doors to the new exhibit will be opening soon. Thank you. The curator left, closing the doors. Irene smacked a bobblehead that was leaping toward her. Worse than my cousins. Whoa, stupid little guy, Lloyd grumbled as he nearly slipped on some marbles a toy had spilled. All right, playtime's over, Kai declared. Ninja, go. He used spinjitzu, sending the bobbleheads flying. Cole, Jay, and Zane did the same. Irene facepalmed as they broke everything. Oops, was all Zane said upon seeing the mess. One bobblehead escaped, and Wu chased after it. Irene followed. Sensei managed to stomp on it, and he saw a familiar face. Irene recognized her too. Hey, I remember her. She helped me and my sister find the other part of my scroll, she said. Misako? Wu said in disbelief. She turned and smiled at him. Wu. It's been a long time. By then, the others had caught up. So, you gonna introduce us? Jay said. Yes, this is Misako, Lloyd's mother, Wu said. Everyone gasped. Irene's jaw dropped. This is the woman who abandoned Lloyd? My mother? Lloyd stammered. Misako gasped when she saw him. Lloyd? My little boy. You're so much bigger than I remember. Yeah, well, it's been a long time, Lloyd said, a hard edge creeping into his voice. I didn't want us to meet like this, Misako said. I have a reason why I've been away. Well, I don't want to hear it, Lloyd told her, walking away. Lloyd, wait, please, Misako called. Lloyd walked out of the room. Cole saw the red spots in her brown eye. Cole saw the red spots in Irene's brown eye and quickly pulled her back before she started yelling. Not yet, he whispered to her. She shoved him back, walking towards Misako. There had better be a real good reason for abandoning a little boy in a school meant to raise villains, she growled. Especially since you didn't even bother to stay in touch. There were other options. You could have just kept him with you. Sensei Wu is his uncle. You could have asked him for help. I mean, seriously, what kind of loving mother abandons her child in a place where other little boys put fire ants in his bed? And when he got kicked out, he was homeless for a while. Seriously, what the heck, Misako? Easy, Irene. You don't need to get so angry, Kai said, trying to calm her down. Yes, I do, she said. Lloyd handled it okay for a while, but who knows what sort of trauma he got from being abandoned. Zane pulled her aside. You need to cool off, Irene. She sighed, letting the last vestiges of anger fade. You're right. I gotta calm down and handle this like an adult. She glared at Misako, who looked away. First, we should find Lloyd and see if he's all right. They found him sitting next to a big hole. Misako approached him. I'd watch your step. That sinkhole doesn't have a bottom, son. It's where I found the ancient stone warrior, she told him. Son? You've been gone my whole life. There's nothing you can say, Lloyd said, a hint of anger in his voice. Misako had a pained expression on her face. Well, I'm going to talk anyway. You want to know what I've been doing all this time? Long before Sensei Wu ever knew who would be the Green Ninja, I knew it would be you, she said, sitting down beside him. And I knew you would eventually have to fight your father. I dropped you off at the boarding school so I could go learn everything I could about the prophecy, in hope of one day preventing the final battle, of good and evil. All this time, son, I've been trying to save you and your father. Long before time had a name, Ninjago was created by the first Spinjitzu master. Yeah, we've heard the story 100 times, Lloyd interrupted. But you've only heard half of it, Misako said. In Ninjago, there has always been balance between good and evil, so you know about how the first Spinjitzu master created Ninjago. But what if I were to tell you, in order for there to be light, there must be shadow, and within shadow, there is darkness? This is beginning to sound like something Sensei should have mentioned at some point in our training, Irene muttered under her breath. The blackest of darkness that existed from the very beginning, Misako continued. An evil spirit called the Overlord. Did you know about this, Sensei? Zane asked. I had hoped if I kept it secret, that name would never be spoken again, Wu said hesitantly. Irene glared at him. Sensei, is there anything else you want to tell us? The balance was at stake, and their battle could have gone on for eternity, Misako continued. Each side powerful, neither could conquer the other, until the Overlord created his indestructible warriors, the Stone Army. The Spinjitzu master did what he could, but he knew he would soon be defeated, so instead of losing the war, he divided Ninjago in two. And lucky for us, since then there has been no trace of the Overlord or his Stone Army, until my recent discovery. So that's why the battle has yet to be decided. It was never finished, Kai realized. But where is this Dark Island? I've never heard of it, Cole said. Disappeared, I presume, but the legend states that so long as the balance between good and evil remains even, the Overlord shall remain trapped from this world, Misako said. She turned to her son. I have always feared your father's ambition will ultimately lead to a shift in the balance. That is why he must be stopped. We have each felt the power of the first Spinjitzu master, passed on to us in the form of the elemental weapons. But now that power has been inherited by the Green Ninja, which is why only Lloyd can defeat the ultimate evil, or else all of Ninjago will fall prey to its darkness, Wu said. Leaving you was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, But faced with saving you and the world, I had no other choice, Misako told Lloyd. Have you discovered a way to prevent me from facing my father? Lloyd asked. I'm sorry, not yet, but I have reason to believe there's still hope, Misako replied. There was a crash as a gigantic stone warrior, the same one that was on exhibit, burst into the room. Irene shrieked. Whoa! Excuse me, will somebody tell me what the heck is that? Jay shouted. The stone warrior, Misako said. The Devourer's venom has awakened him, Zane realized. Oh, great. Kai, take care of him, Cole ordered. Me? Kai was a little confused, but he raised a sword. Okay, blockhead, take this. He hit the stone warrior with his sword, but the blade shattered on impact. Well, in my mind's eye, I saw that playing out entirely differently. Whoa! Kai ducked a blow from the stone warrior. The Overlord created his stone army from an indestructible material only found on the Dark Island, Misako informed him. Why didn't you say so before Kai broke his sword? Irene complained. Lloyd, use your powers, Wu commanded. Lloyd blasted the stone warrior with green energy and knocked him back. The ninja cheered, but the stone warrior got back up again, not a scratch on him. Wait a minute, how are we supposed to destroy this thing? Cole wondered. You can't, Misako said. Are you kidding me? How are we going to stop this thing then? Irene screeched. She dodged one of the giant swords. Ah! Jay yelped as he ducked another blow. Hey, easy, big guy. Maybe this is a sign you need to lose a few pounds. The stone warrior knocked him back towards the bottomless pit, and he almost fell in, but Wu held his staff out for Jay to grab. Close call, Jay said. The stone warrior tossed them all out of the room. This is going to be a lot harder than a bunch of bobbleheads, fellas, Cole said. Oh, really? I thought it'd be a piece of cake, Irene said sarcastically. Well then, it's a good thing we're in a museum, Jay said nervously as the stone warrior came closer. Why's that? Misako asked. 'Cause we're all about to become history! Run! Jay shrieked. They all ran, but the stone warrior was gaining on him. The guy's got a pair of sneakers on and pick up the pace, Lloyd said. Go, go, go. Oh man, he's pretty fast for a big guy, Kai exclaimed as they ran into another room. They closed the doors, but the stone warrior began hacking his way in. This thing is unstoppable, Cole cried. Indestructible, to be precise, Zane said. That door ain't gonna hold him forever, Kai warned. Then let's settle this like men, with a round of rock, paper, clamp, Jay suggested. Loser has to face him so the rest can escape. As Lloyd put his hand in, Jay pushed it away. Nuh-uh, not you, chosen one. Kai sighed. On 3. 1, 2... Wait a minute, that's it, Lloyd cried. What's it? Wu asked. If you guys can keep him busy, I think I know how to stop him, Lloyd said. I say we give the kid a shot, Cole said. You're just saying that because you're too afraid to face him, Jay said. You want to face him, Saptrap? Irene asked him. I say we give the kid a shot, Jay said. You got this, buddy, Irene said to Lloyd. Thanks, Irene, Lloyd said. He ran to an air vent and pulled the grate off. Be careful, Lloyd, and good luck, Misako called after him. Thanks, Mom. Lloyd vanished into the heating system. I can't believe that's Lord Garmadon's son, Misako said to Wu. Don't forget, he's yours too, Wu reminded her. He's had a good teacher. You mean teachers, Wu gestured to the ninja. Hey, Irene, you think you can hit him with that weird chaotic energy blast? Cole said. Irene cracked her knuckles. I'll give it all I've got. She stepped forward, her body surging with power. She raised her arms and forced all the chaotic energy she could at the stone warrior. She left a small crack in its armor. Yeah, way to go, Irene, Jay cheered. She turned and gave the boys a weary thumbs up, then collapsed. Kai ran forward and pulled her out of the way. I cracked it, she mumbled, barely conscious. Zane put a hand on her forehead. It wasn't enough. Irene, you can't do that again. It's too much for you. She could break it, but it could kill her? Kai said, hoisting her up on his back. Zane nodded. They all dodged the stone warrior, and Cole cut some ropes that held a large skeleton up, and the whole thing fell, crashing onto the stone warrior. Whoa, direct hit, haha. All right. Hey, did we get him? The stone warrior stood up amidst the pile of bones. He's still here, Kai cried. You think Lloyd's ready with his plan? Zane asked. I hope so, Cole replied as they all ran. Misako tripped. Wu went to help her out, but she waved him off. I may not be a ninja, but I can look after myself. She slid down a banner towards the main floor, yelling at the others to follow. Hold tight, Irene, Kai whispered to her. She nodded faintly and tightened her grip a little as he slid down. Misako ran and hid behind a pillar. The stone warrior started looking, and when he spotted her, Lloyd shouted, Over here! He was at the other end of the room. Misako ran toward him. Hey, loser! Paper beats rock! Lloyd taunted, jumping out of the way and pulling his mother with him as the stone warrior charged and fell into the bottomless pit that Lloyd had covered. Of course, the bottomless pit, Misako said, realizing her son's ingenuity. She hugged him as the other ninja ran in. I'm so proud of you. I feel like the balance has brought us together. Stay with us. Help us fight the good fight, Wu offered. If that's okay with my son, Misako said, looking at Lloyd. Hey, the more the merrier, Lloyd said. He noticed Irene on Kai's back. What happened to her? Did you see a crack on the stone warrior? Jay asked him. Lloyd nodded. Well, that was Irene. Though it took a lot out of her, Kai explained. She should be okay. Irene stirred. Oh, I now understand what a dead battery feels like, she mumbled. They all headed back to the ship. Irene immediately went to lie down and sleep. There was a knock on the door. Come in, she called, sitting up. It was Misako. You managed to damage something indestructible. How? She asked. Irene shrugged. I don't know, but I do know that it wasn't enough, and I really pushed my limits. If I go harder like that, I might not survive it. Could it be related to that scroll I helped you and your sister with that one time? Misako asked. You remember that? Irene asked, surprised. Misako nodded. I've never met anyone else with heterochromia. It's quite distinctive. Huh. Well, yeah, it has something to do with that scroll. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need sleep. Of course, I'll leave you alone, Misako said, leaving the room and closing the door behind her.